All right, so in this video, well, this is my Corona. All right, so in this video, I want to see what's going on with this plant. I bought this plant maybe like 2 weeks ago, and it looks like it's struggling pretty bad. Mistake number one that I did was when I brought it home, I watered it when it didn't really need to be watered. The soil wasn't dry when I watered it, and this apartment doesn't get that much sun. I have north facing and northwest facing windows. So that's a problem. I don't get that much sun in here, and this apartment is extremely cold. So I feel like the soil is not drying out. The pot is pretty heavy. The soil is still very moist, and the leaves seem to be sort of crunchier, and they're starting to get white and yellow at the tips. So I think there's root rot happening. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove this pot. There's Papa and Yuri. I'm gonna go try to take the plant with Bubba. See how this goes. And we got everybody here. Papa, Yuri, Bubba.
Не надо бабы.
Yeah, Bubba.
Баба страшная.
Нет.
Баба плохая.
Yeah, видео.
Уйдет. Ну давай.
Привет.
Привет. Все хорошо. Все будет хорошо. Я красивая. О.
Да.
Вот тут закрытая, так тут это.
Я аптека.
Да.
Monstera. Plant my vegetables. I'm just gonna plant some lettuce, and I'm gonna plant this in there. I need to bring over my spider plants, the little baby spider plants. Okay, so just as I was like coming downstairs, Bella just came back from the garden. She was like riding her bike, and she was like, "Oh!" and she went to come help me. She ended up giving me like most of her plant. I was like, "Yeah, mom," but it's okay. I'm just gonna take care of it really well. So she said that this plant, she got it in Poland like over 15 years ago. It's definitely a Calathea, but I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I was like running over here carrying these huge plants. So she said that there's like a language barrier, so I'm not totally sure exactly what kind of Calathea, and when I was like researching the leaves, I couldn't find a match for it exactly, so I'm just gonna take care of it as if it's just a Calathea. But she told me that this plant does not like a lot of sun, and she sprays it with a spray bottle whenever she can. So I'll show you guys. I'm so excited for it. So she gave me this one, and then she was potting hers. And she was like, just take this one. She was like, just throw in the garbage because it's like growing on an angle. And I said, don't worry, I'll just propagate it later. So this one's like a little crazy, but I'm gonna take care of it later. I'm super excited. I can't believe I'm so excited over a plant. Like, it's just the little things. I'm just gonna water this, like water them in. I know you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to water the plants in when you repot them. So I came over with this little pot, and she was like, what are you gonna do with that? It's so small. So she gave me this bucket. I just have to put holes in it. She like felt bad. Ignore the background. We're renovating, if you guys don't already know. Oh yeah, quick backstory. So if you guys are wondering why she gave me, Bubba's very generous with like everything, but I asked her to go to the pharmacy with me because the pharmacy, they have this huge Monstera Deliciosa there last summer when I went there. And I was gonna ask them if I was asking her, can she help ask with me if I can have a cutting so I can propagate the Monstera. But when we went there yesterday, the monstera was like demolished. Like there was maybe like 6 huge leaves on it. Like I guess that wasn't like a bright idea that I had. I'm sure a lot of people were trying to propagate that tree. Well, it looked like a tree at that point. A lot of people were trying to propagate the monstera, so there was like hardly any leaves left. And like it just kind of, there was no place to take a cutting without chopping off most of it. Like there wasn't many leaves. So that was like a huge letdown for me. So Bubba felt bad and she was like, I'll give you some of my Calathea, Rachel, if you want it. And I was like, heck yeah. So here we are, the Calathea. My life is complete. So yeah, I'm not sure where I'm gonna like house this plant yet because I'm not totally sure about how much sun this room gets, and I'm not totally sure about anything in this apartment yet. So for now, I'm just gonna keep them here and I'm going to water them and I'll see how they do. But I definitely know for sure that this is gonna end up in my bedroom, at least one of them, because I know that this is good for sleep. Well, that's what Bubba says. Bubba says that it helps you have good dreams. So I'm gonna take her word for it. All right, so I need to hurry up and get back because Yuri is losing his mind. I'm gonna water this and I will update you guys later or the next video. I'm not sure how I'm gonna edit this, but Calatheas. So I'm not gonna put too much water in this one because it doesn't have drainage holes yet, but a little is good. Okay, let me move this off the rug. So basically I didn't know that Calatheas are super sensitive to the temperature, so I just put the plant on the floor in the living room, not realizing that it's super cold in there. So a lot of the plant had like some pretty severe temperature damage. Is there one leaf left? I basically ended up, so I cut off the leaves that had damage, so there's only this left, but thankfully there's a new leaf coming up right here, and there's another leaf coming up right here. And so this was the plant that was messed up. I propagated it in water, and look, it already has roots coming, so thank God for that. Oh my God. Yeah, so thankfully the plant is not dying. First I put the plant in the living room and it didn't do very well. And then I put the plant in the art studio and it was doing better but not totally good because that doesn't get enough light in there. But then I put it in here and it's just been doing great. So thankfully the plant is not dead. Yeah. So this one came with the house. I'm going to try to revive it because some of it's still surviving. So let's see how that goes. All of the dead, rotten, dried up leaves, and I repotted it into a little bit of a bigger pot. I trimmed back its roots. This is the remains. I'm gonna also use some tissue just to dry off the leaves. I'll check back on it in a week, see how it's doing. So after like inspecting the roots, like they don't seem to be rotting. Like they seem to be all right. But I can tell you for sure this soil is so wet. Like I could probably wring it out. It's so wet. So I'm going to put this into a bigger pot with some fresh soil. All right, so I got this pot. I'm gonna put the plant in there. Beans and peas growing and some basil, lavender, lettuce, coriander. And those are just some flowers. See how it goes. Right now it's like way too cold for anything to germinate, so I just planted them just for like shits and giggles, but you know, we'll see. But yeah, this plant right here is what we're gonna take care of. The problem that I can see after checking everything out in there, I can clearly see that it's way too moist. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some fresh dirt in there, and I'm going to Yeah. Okay, so just ignore my background because I'm renovating this apartment, so it looks crazy. But anyway, so this potting soil that I have is not specifically for this plant. This is like a garden, like a vegetable potting soil. But it's not as moist as the soil that it's in, so it's better. And I don't want to just leave the plant sitting there in this, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the plant into this. I'm also going to break off like a decent section and propagate it in water, just in case the plant dies, so I don't lose the entire plant. All right, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so I put this plant in like relatively warm water. All right, so I'm gonna check back on it tomorrow, and hopefully I don't have any more leaves dying on me. Fingers crossed. So quick update. The past few days since I started recording this video, I've been closing the balcony windows at night, so it stays not as cold as it's been. The past few days it's gotten like significantly warmer, so I have a surprise for you. The lettuce is starting to germinate. I'm super excited, more than you guys know. These ones over here haven't started yet, but I have faith that they will make their way. Nothing else has germinated just yet, but in due time. But just coming here and checking up on the lettuce, like, oh, I'm so excited. All right, that's it. I'm gonna run back home now before Dennis kills me for taking forever, because Yuri does not want to eat today. He's just being cranky. All right, so I'll talk to you guys later.